Hello everybody, the Walking and Talking Show, episode 39. Francisco Carreño Galvez, the eclectic guy with you. Today I'm going to divide this episode in two little parts, and both are related with genetics. First of all, I want to explain the concept of the difference between genetics and epigenetics. I'm not going to go crazy here, I'm not an expert, but when you understand this difference, then it's like a cascade effect where you will be able to understand the influence of your lifestyle in your health outcomes. Genetic is your code, right? You have it in your cells, and everybody is familiarized somehow with the idea, right? It's the code that your cells follow to replicate and, determine what you are or whatever. However, genetically talking, you can have what is called predispositions to certain disease, to certain talents, to certain health problems or whatever, and you might not suffer those problems, right? So it's in your genetic. You might be genetically predisposed to be obese and you never gain weight, for example. So why is that? Genetic is your code. However, the interaction of the environment with your genetic code, that is what is called epigenetic. How the environment change the expression or influence the expression of your genetic code. So someone can be predisposed to be fat, but the environment, what that person eats, the exercise that person engages in, the avoidance of certain behavior that are prone to cause obesity, all that lifestyle happen to avoid the expression of that genetic predisposition. So epigenetic is actually the name of the game. How to give more importance to certain genetic predisposition, and how to even kind of like mute certain predispositions. So that was part one, and now we go to part two, which is a little bit of ranting here again on a very common excuse that we all use somewhere in time to blame our lack of results or our diseases or whatever it is. And I'm going to give you an example that is pretty amazing. When someone says, nah, I'm not getting that big with the muscles or whatever working out in the gym because it's not in my genetic. Or someone that has high cholesterol and use the excuse that, no, it goes in my family, it's genetic. Or someone that is fat and chubby, they say, no, that is genetic. Someone that has a lot of sleeping problems, say, oh yeah, but all my family, we always use the genetic as an excuse. But now that we know what epigenetic is, you can actually modify that. And I mean, some of the changes are immediate. For example, like some food change the expression, the genetic expressions of certain elements in the cell that provoke inflammation or anti-inflammatory molecules. Omega-3s, they do that. They operate at the DNA level, inducing the expression of certain genes and the synthesis of certain elements that happen to be anti-inflammatory versus other elements that induce the opposite. They induce the synthesis of pro-inflammatory. So let's not blame genetic on our lack of result, on the prevalence of certain diseases, and let's focus on what can we modify to selectively ponder or emphasize the expression of the good genetic information that we have versus the bad genetic what we have. Example, in myself, I have probably a lot of genetic predisposition for cancer, and all I try my best is to avoid them with lifestyle, with nutrition, with supplements, avoiding certain things that might be cancer, and that is my journey. That's one of the main reasons that I got interested in cancer, is because of my father. I mean, one day I will tell the story in detail, but basically I want to learn how I can modify elements that somehow I know that they're helping some way to avoid my predisposition and to put me in a better position. I'm not saying that 100% guarantee I will never develop cancer. Nobody can say that. That's stupid to say. But at least it's good to feel that you are doing what you can and knowing that what you do matters. So that's the episode of today. It's a little bit like a crash course of genetic and epigenetic in very, very simple way, and an invitation to stop the BS of using genetic as an excuse for our current situation. We can change more than we can imagine. I hope you enjoy the show. I hope you share it if you find value in it, and subscribe to the channel. That would mean a lot to me. I will keep bringing value. No. And isn't it rude? I mean, I'm filming a show and you are asking me if I follow certain religion or whatever in the middle of the, I don't know, interrupting. Anyway, have a good day.